Today we're going to be looking at Thrashin Supply pegs. This bike currently has a set of them on it, but we're looking at the new SoCal floorboards. Great little set that should work well. We are also going to be swapping out to a new shifter knob. These are really sweet looking new knobs that they're doing. The old knobs that look like this are still available and still great knobs, but we're gonna just swap out to this different one. I'll show you basically how to set these up. They are pretty simple. You're gonna take your floorboard here, and with your floorboard, you've got your little adapter piece here. Pop that guy on there where it lines up flush at the side. We're going to add the bolts. With the bolts, you will need some Loctite to make sure that they don't come slipping off while you're riding. And of course, there we go. So we put a little Loctite on there. We drop those guys in, and then we can tighten them up there. Just make sure not to cross-thread it. So we got that, and then we'll tighten all those guys up. Once we get those both on, we're going to add our little adapter. The adapter will go like this, with the pointed side facing up, and we'll lock that in with a bolt on the back side here as well. Again, being sure to add some Loctite to it. So drop that guy into there, and you'll need a 12 pointed 3/8 socket to tighten that guy up. And you don't want to tighten it up too much, just tighten it up where it's just slightly loose. That way, once we put it on the bike, we can actually adjust the position and get it right where we want it, because we're going to want to angle that. There is a set screw in addition to go in right here and just hold that in place. So you probably want to add a little bit of Loctite to your set screw. And get that set screw put in there as well. And again, not tightening it down much, just loosely put in place, and then we can tighten that down later. So that's everything there. There's a spring that goes in here. The spring that comes with the bolt is not the right shape for this, but we do sell the spring in addition. That spring is for a soft tail specifically, and we just slightly bend it for you so that it will fit the right shape for the Yamaha Bolt. And then for our pegs, or our shifter knob, to do the shifter knob, you actually have to have a chopped shifter, which we sell. You can either buy a chopped shifter from us, similar to this, or you can chop your own if you really want. What we do, it's no secret what we actually do with these, but we take these shifter knobs, the stock shifter knobs for people who order them as such, and we actually chop the knob off the end, and then we thread the lever so that you can put any Harley shifter on here. So we got that guy off, and if you look here, you can see this is threaded for use on any Harley shifter. So it's got the, I believe it's a 5, I can't remember exactly, 5/16 24 NF, I believe, is the specs for the shifter there. But basically now this screw will just screw directly in there. So when we want to go put on our knob, we just screw that directly in. So pretty easy install, being this knob here. You just drop your bolts in there. You'll want to add some Loctite, of course, and then you'll just need the appropriate Allen key to put through there, and then screw that guy on there. So I don't have the Allen key with me. But that gives you an idea how that's going to work out. I'll show you what they look like as we mount them up. So we got our old pegs off. There will be a clevis pin down here that you actually have to pull with a pair of pliers, and then you just pull the pin out. Here's the pin. Once you have that all pulled out, this is the spring we provide with the kit. It's got one squared off side and then one kind of rounded side. When you go to put this on, the squared off side will go down here in a hole right at the bottom there, and then you just put this guy in there like so, and then once that's in place, you can basically line that up, put your pin through here. You'll have to press the spring down just a little, and then drop that through. Once that's through, you're going to add your little clevis pin back here, and then once the clevis pin is there, then what you want to do is put your foot on this and kind of angle it sitting on the bike to figure out about where you want it. And then once you get it set up, you'll just tighten that screw down in the center there, and you will be good to go. And then there's, of course, that set pin, that set screw at the bottom that you want to tighten up as well. And we got everything mounted up. We got this nice and tight, and you see they pop back really well with the spring that we provide. We mounted ours with the Thrashin logo in the upwards position on this guy. The older ones, they don't have a logo or a flat spot on it, so these have a flat spot on the bottom and top. And then for the brake side, we also did the same. Though we use a different shifter peg that they are selling now that actually looks more like a brake lever in our opinion. So we decided to use it as a replacement brake lever. Rather than have a shifter knob on this side, we actually have a proper brake lever. These look really good, especially when your feet are on them. They really clean, just enough room for your whole foot, and clearance for everything. No issues really. So looks really great little setup. And then we mounted this with just enough room to get our foot underneath, as well as put it on top. So this one will take a little adjustment. We might end up adjusting this one a little bit forward so that it's a little easier to get your foot underneath. But I haven't decided yet because I haven't ridden on it yet. But yeah.